welcome to Studio Nicole. I am Nicole, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today, I have a book haul and harvest. I thought I would do that on camera to kind of motivate me to get it done because these books have been sitting in a bag in my foyer now for probably close to a week, and I'm kind of just tired of looking at the bag. So, um, yeah, there are lots and lots of other things I could be doing right now, but I want to get these books processed, and so I thought I would do it on camera. Um, this is The Art of the Puppet. It is an older book. I got this from our campus library. 1965 is this book. And I'm not a particular fan of puppets. And in fact, some of these puppets kind of creep me out a little bit. But there was just something about the illustrations in here. There were a few pages that just really caught my eye. I love the old lettering. So I grabbed it. I don't know yet what I want to do with this one. I can't decide if I want to try to cut some of these puppets out and use them as focal images on pages. Like some of them would work really well. That is just creepy, right? I'm not sure what to do with this one. So maybe by the end of the video, you guys can help me decide. Tell me what you would do with this. Do you think that these would make good focal images? I have a whole bunch of books. So our library on campus is in the process of, well, right now they're moving in anticipation of a big renovation to turn into a learning commons. And so they are getting rid of a lot of their older books. And those books are free to a good home. So I decided to give several of the books a new home. And this bag, I know you can't really see from where you are. I'm going to pull them all out eventually and pile them up here. But there's a whole pile of old books that I got. Now, some of them I got because I want the covers. So like this book in particular is going to make a great journal cover, right? Like I will take this cover off. I'm just going to cut the inside out. You do have to be careful when you're doing this that you're not cutting through the fabric of the spine itself. And of course it's not as easy as it looks. I will say with this about older books, they were often put together well, like well made. They were made not to fall apart. I'm really hacking away at this. I didn't expect this to be. Oh, it gets tighter here towards the end. I don't want to cut the fabric. So, if you are interested in making a journal out of an old book, if you want to steal the cover off of an old book, here's how you do it. You can always tell when a book, when you open it up, I think if there is like space between the spine and the book, right? Like if this is peeled away, that makes it much easier. This one is actually already split. I didn't do this. This is just how the book was when I bought it, or I didn't buy it. I picked it up. But you can usually tell just by kind of like holding the book up. I do this in Goodwill all the time. I pick the book up and I hold it like this, and I'm like looking at it sideways. And people in Goodwill always look at me weird, um, you know, because like, what are you even looking at? So yeah, if there is like a gap here, I always feel like that's going to make a good book to cut apart. Some books, some newer books in particular, are like so carefully put together. I don't know how to, like, they're just really glued into the spine, and it becomes really, really difficult to separate them. Um, So yeah, so newer books, I feel like you have to be more careful with the spine and how it's attached. So they are much harder to disassemble. This one is proving challenging as well. Okay, so I've got like the guts of the book out. Now, this book is actually going to be, I'm going to be able to use some of these pages as well because they are just very text heavy pages. I love this for jelly printing, stamping, background pages, and things like that. So, this book, I might keep the interior or tear it up, obviously, like individual pages. These pages could go in welcome kits for pages unbound, my retreat. They could go in my jelly printing pile because they would be good. Would make good jelly pages. I could put some of them in my vintage paper box because they are kind of a nice, like they're not like stark white. I like this nice cream color of the pages. So options. I probably will tear this off because I love a good map. So that would make a nice background paper. I actually like this too as a nice background paper. I like the font on that. Mm. And then the rest of the book, I'll probably just tear the pages out and put them somewhere. Now, I do like, if it's an old library book, I do like to tear this off. This maybe it's like sometimes they just peel off pretty easily. This one looks like it's going to tear if I try it, and that's okay. I'll just keep the whole page because this still can make a really neat, like a pocket on a junk journal page or something, and you can always just, um, you can tear it or you can cut it. You can attach it to another page. You could cut this out. There's all kinds of things that you can do, but I love having these little library pockets. So these pages I'm keeping separately. This is going to go into a pile amidst all the many other piles happening right now. And then this is also going to go in a, and you'll see the spine on this one is unreinforced, like it's really flimsy. So when I make this into a new journal, I will need a strip of pretty heavy duty cardstock here, or maybe even cardboard. I'll just put a strip in here, glue that in really well, and then when I sew the signatures in, that will give this a little bit more sturdiness. And I just love like an old book cover. This is like fabric. So there's like fine grain linen maybe or something on here. It's got like a little embossed publisher stamp, Borzoi Books. And it's got some beautiful gold coloring on the spine. So I love to turn this into a journal. I love it. So there's that. I also am going to tear this book up for the same purpose. I'm not sure that I'll keep as many of these pages. I like the other pages a little better. These feel more modern. They don't feel like, they don't feel as, obviously, this book is much more modern. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with all of these book pages once I tear them out and where when I put them. Like, I don't have a place to put them. I am struggling right now with space. I need a heavier duty exact. This is something. Yeah, so since I've been teaching workshops more often, let me take that book cover off. It's really complicating things. Since I've been teaching workshops and planning Pages Unbound, I have really been I've really been acquiring quite a bit of new art supplies, which is, fun and great. And I love to shop for art supplies. Who doesn't? And I have a built-in excuse to do that. Um, I know this is going to be a little bit loud, but I really want to try and salvage this book cover under the plastic. So I'm going to peel this off. Because that's also kind of neat. Okay, I'm throwing that plastic on the floor over there for right now, just so that it stays like out of my way and I don't crumple it and like make noise if I put it somewhere nearby where I bump into it. This I'm keeping because it has like a neat watermark. It's just a cool old paper and it looks like it's got a watermark on it. And it's got this cool tape. Um, it's, I want to say like residue, but I don't even know. It doesn't even seem like residue. It's like the tape discolored the paper is kind of what it looks like. So I'm keeping this old paper and I'm keeping this old paper. And I am going to put it with the other pages from this book that I want to salvage. So I need more space. Um, sidetracked. Back to this book that I am trying to tear apart for another cover. Yes, space is a real problem. It's at a real premium right now because all of the stuff that I'm purchasing. So, for example, um, for the upcoming retreat, I'm going to do a jelly printing workshop. And in order to do that, right now I have 13 participants signed up with 2 open seats. But I'm going to need at least 13 jelly plates to do that. So I've had to purchase a lot of supplies. Jelly plates. I've for approximately 15 people, brayers for the same number of people. If we're doing Cascade books, then I need a Cascade base for approximately 13 or 15 people. Lots of paper to print on the jelly plates. So I have all these books. I have all kinds of items for the welcome kits. I'm putting together paper kits. I'm putting together raffle items so that we can have some fun raffles throughout the weekend and people can win really cool like prizes and things. I also have a destash box where stuff that I'm trying to get rid of out of my studio that I maybe don't use as much, I'm going to just put them all in a box and then people can kind of look through and take what they want. I'm hoping that folks who are coming to the retreat might also have some of their own supplies. Like maybe they picked something up, but they just don't use it or don't like it. And they can bring it and kind of swap it out for something that they might like instead. So it's always good to be able to pass your supplies along to someone who maybe can use them. But the downside of that is that my studio is an absolute mess. Like it is atrocious. You guys, it's so bad. There's stuff everywhere. And I have been diligently working really hard to clean it out, and I still just haven't gotten very far. Um, I don't think I want to keep really any of this. I mean, I hate to throw things away. I am a hoarder at heart. This is perfectly good paper that somebody somewhere could use to do something with. But I think by the end of this harvest, I'm going to have so much paper that I don't know what to do with. So, this is not at the top of the priority list because it's not my favorite paper. So I'm throwing it in the garbage pile. This book, is a brick. Like, holy cow. This is a revised Spanish and English and Spanish dictionary. And I love dictionary pages and I love foreign language pages. So, this doesn't get much better, honestly. There are way more pages in here than I will ever be able to use. Let's see. 771 pages. Um, but I definitely want to pull some of these out for welcome kits. So some of this is going to go in, I'm just going to get to like the actual dictionary pages. Some of this is going to go in welcome pages. Oh, I can't think and talk at the same time, apparently. Some of these pages are going to go into welcome kits. I am making welcome kits of specialty paper for the retreat. Other of these pages will just get used in jelly printing workshops or collage workshops coming up at the studio where I teach in-person art by Mattia. So I'm going to try switching out for another X-Acto knife because I feel like this one is kind of dull and it's not working as well as it could. So I'll try this one instead. I'm hoping I can get through more pages at a time with this one. We'll see. Ideally, I want to be able to pull out multiple pages at once. I don't know. I probably need a better tool than this. I could probably do it better with something a little bit more industrial, but for now, this will work. This will suffice. So yeah, the welcome kits are going to have a lot of really fun pages. You guys are going to see me today tear some different books up. I like to have a variety of papers to use. I can combine them in Franken papers. You can stamp on them or stencil on them. I like to use like my embossing pen to write titles and headlines, and then you can emboss over top of them and then cut them out, and you just have like great background. I just love it. I love dictionary pages are great. Specifically if you're making a junk journal, they just make really cool background papers. So there are 1,001 ways that you could use this paper. So I'm going to tear some of it out. I will probably keep the rest of the book. Like I'm not going to harvest all 771 pages today. I'm just trying to cut a straight line here. I'm just going to get some pages today and I'll put the book away for later. Most of the books that I'm working with today, I'm hoping to get through the whole book and then be able to just separate out. The pages go here, the cover goes here, whatever I'm not going to use goes in the trash. But this one is a monster. And I don't think I'm gonna get through it. I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch me get through it for 3 hours, probably, right? So, I need enough pages for 15 people to get a few. And I'm on page 117. I'm just going to keep going a little bit. If I get to 150, that's enough for each person to have 10 pages. So I'm just going to keep going until I hit 150, maybe a little bit more so that I can I'm trying to put together an extra kit for me so that I will have the same materials at the retreat. And then if I want to pull something out to use it for one of our workshops, or if somebody asks, how would you use this? I'll have access to like the same things that they've got in their kit. So there we go. That's 170. All right. So I'm going to put this beautiful book away for later. And I put a little dent in it, but there's still plenty of gorgeous book page left. Now, I know that there are people out there who are hugely offended by, tearing a book up like this. And I'm not going to lie, there's probably a time when I would have felt the same way. I am an English teacher, I'm an English major, and the idea of just destroying a book like this is pretty discouraging, actually. But the reality is that we throw so many books away, just straight into a landfill. And all of these books that I have today, this mark means that they're to be discarded. Um, so like all these books, just I can't even I can't even reach into the bag. It's like tipping over and falling everywhere. So all these books are just going to get thrown away. They're all going straight into the garbage if I don't do something with them. So I feel like, you know, I'm trying to save a little bit of something here. So if you are offended or feel some kind of way about me tearing up books, then just know I apologize. And I'm doing my best to save them. They'll at least get another life. They won't go in the landfill, right? Okay, this is beginning Chinese reader. So again, with the foreign book pages or foreign language, I love this. I don't have the slightest idea what any of it says. And probably, the people who are going to be using it won't know either at the retreat. But what gorgeous background paper for stamping and printing and collage and layering and what have you. So I'm just gonna start tearing pages out. These also will go in the welcome kits for Pages Unbound. And then whatever I don't put in the welcome kits, I have a bin over here for, well, I have vintage paper, specialty vintage paper. This would probably go into specialty since it's foreign language. Again, I won't harvest this entire book today on camera. There's probably too many pages for me to, and I'm not too worried. I know some people really, really need like a straight line at the edge, and I don't. So if this is stressing you out, I apologize, but you know, nothing perfect. Nothing's ever perfect here in my studio, at least. So yeah, I won't harvest this entire book, but this one will also get a spot on a shelf or in a drawer for me to cut apart at a future time. And I'm not keeping as good a track of how many pages I'm tearing out. Blank page. I really like this. The bigger ones. I'm going to set that aside separately because I might use those as focal points. Although I do think it's funny, like on this page. So just to come back, it's telling us like what these words mean. So this first one means because, apparently. And then we've got although. Number 5 over here is although. So I would totally cut these out and use them on like a collage. Look, there's one right there. But like I would totally use that as like a focal image on a collage piece, and then and somebody who can read Chinese is just going to be like, well, why does it just say because? Kind of weird. They're not particularly like thought-provoking words, but that's okay, right? I just thought that was kind of funny. Oh, do we love foreign language book pages? Does anybody else love this as much as I do? Tell me in the comments if you are also obsessed with foreign languages. I don't know. Like, why do we like them so much? Is it the mystery of it? We don't know what it says. It just feels exotic, maybe. The sense of adventure. This is really, oh my gosh, this should not be this difficult. What is happening here? So it's funny because I can get a nice clean edge like down the middle of the page, but the top of the page and the bottom of the page apparently just do not want to. It's where I have the hardest time with my little X-Acto knife. So here we have shop, far, near, east, west, south, north, from, lake, and river. So some of those will also end up on collage clusters. Yeah, I lost my, I don't know if you can see, I lost my X-Acto blade right in the book. So yeah, tell me why you love foreign language pages, and if there's a particular language that you love more than anything. I love French language pages because I studied French in school. I took 5 years of French language, 4 in high school and 1 in college. I was actually the president of our French club in high school for all 4 years. I want to say 4 years, maybe. For all the years that we had a French club, I was the president. Um, so I love French language. Whenever I see it, it feels a little bit like, you know, nostalgic, I guess. I've always wanted to go to France. I've never been, but I would love to go. And yeah, I don't know. But, my love for languages does not only extend to French. I will take everything everywhere. I will take any foreign language pages, honestly. I need a better system for the tops and the bottoms of the pages. I feel like I'm gonna like dig down into the desk if I'm not careful. This is very awkward. You probably need like a box cutter. Oh, I bet that would work much better. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I think I'm gonna give up on this book because it is stressing me out. I don't know why it's being so difficult. All right, there's some of that. This one is gonna go. Where was the pile? The other one. Too many piles. I don't know. Oh, no. I really did lose that giant dictionary. Oh, it's behind me. That's why. Okay. Moving on. Who Killed Precious? I am not a big fan of true crime. I don't like murder mysteries. I don't like people killing other people. That is going to go. I did, however, think that this looked like it would make a good journal cover. So I did grab just a handful of books that I thought would just work so that I could have some processed covers hanging around my studio the next time I wanted to make a journal. It's just not a bad idea to have a few of them laying around. And with the library giving away all of their books, I felt like this was a good opportunity to stock up. So this one is also not coming loose as easily as it might. So this piece, this is the spine that was like attached to the back of the book. I was trying to keep it intact to give the spine of the book cover a little bit more, sturdiness, but it does not look like that's going to happen. So I'm just going to tear this out as best I can. My goodness. And then I'm probably not going to keep these book pages either. If you are local to me, and like you maybe maybe you attend my workshops or something and you want some of these book pages, let me know and I will bring the book guts to you. All right, so that's the third book cover I'm saving. I don't know. I just thought this was neat. I was probably just going to make another little cover. It's like somebody's genealogy is what it looks like, I guess. Virginia Wills before 1799. This one is kind of stressing me out. I kind of don't want to cut this one up because somebody somewhere might be able to use it, right? Oh no. See, I read Virginia Wills as a person. And this is a complete abstract register of all names mentioned in over 600 recorded wills, arranged alphabetically from Adams to Wright, copied from courthouse records. Um, so it's still a genealogy. I was right about that. Like, that's what it looked like when I picked it up and looked at it. But I totally misunderstood what Virginia Wills. I thought that was a person. Uh, oh, Virginia. All right. I don't know. I'm having some pangs about this one. I feel like I don't really want to cut it up. Um, I don't know why. Why do I feel like this is important information for someone? I don't know. It's probably not. Right? Okay. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but maybe I'll put it aside and I will feel less bad about cutting it up later. So here we have something a little bit different. This is an art book, The World of Carl Larsson. And I have not studied art history, so I'm not even sure that I know who this is. I don't know who Carl Larsson is. Shame on me for not knowing. But I do think that some of these pages would make absolutely beautiful backgrounds. Like this would just make a neat collage background. It's just a ton of like little drawings. It's just a neat old style. And some of these paintings, I would love to cut them out and use them um, as image focal points on collage pages. Some of them could just be like layers. So, I mean, look at how cool this is. I want all of these things just as like collage elements. What do you think? Could you see that like layered behind something else? How cool is this? So I'm not sure that this is the kind of thing that anyone will want to watch a video of me just cutting images out. I'm not sure that that's something that's about as interesting as watching paint dry, right? But this is how I would process this book. I would just pull out the pages that I want, cut out the things that I would like. Like, I love these little letters. They would make such neat collage focal points. Uh, I don't know about this little picture, but somebody somewhere could probably use that as something. It's like sunflowers in a little jar. So sometimes I save images to swap. This is a little, looks like a dachshund. It could be a focal image on a little collage cluster. Or could go in like a journal page for somebody who's like weekly memory keeping or something. So this is how I would process a book like this. I would go through it and I would try to decide which of these images and things could I use. So I like these little children kind of listening at the door. On the back of it is not something I would probably use. So I'm comfortable just tearing this out and keeping this. So this is going to go in the keep images pile, right? And this is how I would go through and process the book. I don't need to do the whole thing. Oh, I love this. These are kind of big images, but the good thing about stuff like this is if you come across something that you really like, and it's just not the right size, you can always scan it in. Like I could scan this in and just shrink it, and so that it is smaller and could be a smaller focal image or background layer on a page. This is a good size. I was thinking that I like these two little cuties, but instead I think I'm going to go with this one. That can sometimes be the challenge. And if you really like something, you could always scan it in so that you have both sides like saved. But I'm just going to I'm going to put it away like that. So if I decide to use the other side at some future point, I can. These also make good silhouettes if you are going to do like a silhouette project. This is a great way to get like faces, not faces, figures. It is a great way to get faces. There are lots and lots of I probably won't oh, I like this kid skiing. I like that. I don't know how I'll use these yet, and I probably won't use them all. Um, but this is another thing that I would harvest to keep for a workshop and maybe pull them out as focal points at an upcoming art journaling workshop. And so people can kind of pick through them and get a sense for this style of art and how they could use it. I love this background. This would not be a focal image, but it's very subtle, but it's very botanical. And the color palette would look absolutely gorgeous in like a garden journal or in a junk, like a vintagey journal with a botanical focus. This would make a beautiful page. Um, so yeah, so I'm keeping that for sure. I love the little cat. So there are a lot of images in here. Again, I will probably just maybe pile these up next to the TV, next to the couch on the TV. And this is what we round two of I can't think and talk at the same time. I will probably pile these up next to the couch so that when I am watching TV one night, I can just go through and tear out anything that catches my eye. Because a harvest like this would take hours. And again, it's not something that you guys necessarily want to watch the entirety of. So I'm just giving you a sense of how I would use an old art book like this. I would go through it, I would look for focal images and backgrounds, pictures that just really catch my eye, like the vibrancy and the contrast on this page really are making me happy. um i love I love this one. I love this girl standing on a chair in this one. I love the figure here. I'm not sure, that's a really tall rake. I might cut that off, but yeah, that's how I would use a book like this. So if you run across an old art book that you are comfortable tearing up, that's how you do that. What else do I have? What's this one? This was my favorite find the whole day. I was so excited about this. Look at these images. Oh my gosh. I was absolutely, this was like the one where I found it off the shelf and I pulled it and I looked at it and I immediately wanted to like stuff it inside my like inside pocket so nobody else could take it. Which was a silly impulse because I was the only one there looking through books, but I was just very I was just very taken with it. Look at these like architectural drawings from Palladio. And again, I do not know who this person is. My education is woefully lacking, but I love these drawings. And I am going to cut out every one of these and put them into like collage background papers because these things are just absolutely gorgeous. I love like blueprints. And look, blueprints on ancient paper are 100 times better. There's probably some imagery that I will cut out as well. Like I love, the columns, the plinths, all of these little details. So this is another one where like the back is nothing. So I would just go through and cut out these images and add them to a stack. These would just become background papers for collage. I would layer with them or print over top of them. Um, Look at that nice black spread. Just gorgeous. This I would like to. I want to keep this whole page, but I also would maybe photocopy this page or scan it in and then print these little figures out. How cute would these figures be? Can you see them? Maybe not. How cute are these little figures? Um, so yeah, I'm very excited about this book as well, and I feel like there's just a ton of really cool old papers that I can harvest from this one. Um, We're looking at, I just glanced at the recording time. We're at 40 minutes. You guys are probably sick of this already. So I'll probably speed this up so we can wrap up here. So that's what I'm going to pull from that book. This America's Constitution is a big old brick of a book, and I'm probably going to just take it out for the um take it out for the cover. I'll save the cover for a journal cover. This is a nice thick journal cover compared to some of the other ones that I've harvested, and I like to have a good variety. This one was probably one of the thickest ones that I found, and I thought, if you watched my last video, I lost my X-Acto knife. If you watched my last video about the projects that I worked on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this out. This is going to be tricky. Book surgery here. Um, if you watch my video about the Epic Universe vacation journal that I want to make, I was saying that I was going to just build a spine out of those cardboard pieces and cover it. But then when I saw this thick book like this, I was like, well, maybe I could just reuse an existing book, because this is probably 2 inches, maybe inch and a half wide. It might be wide enough to just use this and then not have to like construct a spine, um, from scratch. But I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see if I can even get this. It is put together. Um, yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try to get this apart, but I don't know. I might end up damaging it. It's put together very like close to the spine, so there's not a lot of like room for me to cut. I'm worried I'm gonna just slice right through the spine. Like, you see this like gutter here where these pages go in? It's really hard to like get in there to like read this. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, folks, I'm probably going to let you go and I will do the rest of this off camera. But you did get to see at least the books that I got and some of the fun things that are going to go into the welcome kits and some of the gorgeous images that I'm going to be pulling out of these books. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this. Perhaps it has inspired you to do a book haul of your own. Hopefully I didn't stress you out with all the chopping up of the books. Um, but yeah. All right. Thanks so much, folks. Have a great day. I will see you in the next video.